Hey guys and girls. Hope you're all doing well tonight. So, yeah, I've been busy with some more of my short story, which I started last year in October on stream. So, technically, it was a short story then, and I kind of had the ending, even though it was left on a little bit of a cliffhanger. But I decided it'd be fun to add to it for this year, and I have done that. So I will be reading what I've done quite soon. Might give a bit of a recap because it has been a year. And also, part of the fun of tonight, I thought, might be to give you guys a bit of a chance to obviously give me some feedback, but also maybe to add your own ideas to where the story could lead. Hey Fleck, welcome. Fleck's first in the chat. Good to see you. Fleck's here to help with ideas. Well, that's good to know. How are you, Fleck? One of my long-term followers. I guess there's not that much to promote while we're waiting, because we'll wait a bit longer, see if anyone else shows up. But just movies most days, movie reviews pretty much every day this month. There will be some bonus content for patrons and for channel members. Plenty of live streams, of course. When did I start writing? Do you mean this time for the next part? I don't know. Last week, I guess. Last week, 2 weeks ago. I think it was last week. I just had a few ideas of where it might go. Yeah. I've actually added more than I thought. There's quite a bit, but I will give you guys a chance to maybe come up with some ideas as well. I've already got a little feedback off Madison, so that was nice. And you guys can let me know what horror movies or horror activities you've been doing this month. Seen any good horror movies lately, Fleck? Been watching anything good? Doesn't have to be horror, but I thought I'd ask because it's October. I watched Phenomena tonight, the Dario Argento movie, which was a rewatch. I'd seen it before, but it was part of my film club where we choose movies, and that was my pick for this month. A good choice for October, I think. It's a very strange movie. I forgot how weird that movie was, but very entertaining as well. You go on a bit of a ride with it. Yeah, I've watched the odd bit on Tubi. I haven't really got round to watching that much on there, but I've watched the odd thing on there, and I'm sure I'll check out more on Tubi at some point. Oldies. Nothing yet, but the cinema in town has like a horror season at the end of October going into November, and they tend to show older ones. Like they're showing Dead of Night, which is start of November, which I've never seen, but that's meant to be really good. And as you'll see from some of my reviews this month, I have been checking out some older stuff. So I checked out that Legend of Hill House, or Legend of Hell House, I should say, the other day. Did a review of that. The review doing quite nicely. Got a few responses on it, so that's always nice. And yeah, been watching quite a few movies from different decades, some older movies as well, going back to the 30s. Yes, I will be watching Black Phone too, hopefully in cinemas, and hopefully we'll cover it for the channel. So watch this space. Well, I'll definitely cover it for the channel once I've seen it. It's just a case of if I see it straight away at the cinema and do it on the channel then, or if it's a bit later. But yeah, I will. We'll check it out. And of course, I've been making my way through the book, the anthology of stories that Black Phone is taken from. So yeah, interesting stuff. Okay. Oh, Fleck, while we're waiting, I'll show you this because this is a cool little horror thing which my mum got me. This creepy hand. I'll just press it quickly because it makes a noise, and then I'll turn it off because it's quite late. Oh. There you go. Very good. I thought you'd like that. Yeah. I won't do it again because it's getting quite late at night, but it'll probably come out again another night. Yeah, the fingers moving were quite freaky as well. And it's very fleshy. It looks very real. Well, if there was such thing as a hand that looked like that, but nice and fleshy. Yeah. Were you on the stream last year when I did the first part of this story? I can't remember if you were or not. I don't know about Halloween plans yet. Might just see something at the cinema. I mean, I normally do a live stream, so I'll probably do that. I'm going to Norway actually in a couple of weeks, just for 4 days. So I'll be there till the 29th. I'll probably be off the channel those days. But that's just a quick break. Hopefully to see the Northern Lights. No, it's just a little break. Because I've never seen Norway before and I've never seen the Northern Lights in person, so that's a big reason why I'm going. So I go a week on Saturday. So Saturday the 24th I go. I think till the 29th, pretty sure. Halloween in Norway, yeah. Yeah, because what I was going to do, Fleck, is I was going to just not read the whole thing again, but I might just read the last few lines of the previous chapter just to lead into the new stuff. I mean, you get the gist. It's a girl in her apartment. There's a comic book, something in the closet, and it appears to be feeding off the comic book. Not that the feeding off the comic book part is the normal part. That is the more weird part. But that's sort of the lead in, you kind of get to know the character a little bit. And she settles down with the comic book because there's nothing else good to read. And the thing starts feeding off the comic book, something from within the closet. But yeah, I thought I might just do the last few lines of the last sort of chapter as a lead in. Jim Carrey and John Cena in Wacky Races. How bizarre is that? Ever solo travelled? Yeah. I normally do. Really, it's normally just me. I've been I've been with the family, family on one or two trips, and I've been with my friend on a couple of trips. But yeah, I normally solo travel. No, I don't think I've seen that. I'll have to check that one out. I have seen that new AI thing that's going around the screen one, where you can like just put yourself in the bedroom, like, or something, and you got the whole screen thing. I don't know what it is. Lots of people are doing it. But... okay. Yeah, we'll wait a few more minutes and I can make a start. Yeah, I went with my family one year for my mum's birthday. We only went for the day though, because we went on Eurostar, so we came back later that day. It wasn't the best time of year, unfortunately, because it was November, so the weather wasn't very nice. But it was nice what we saw of it. I've been to France a couple of times, but the other time was I went to Lourdes when I was very young with a group. So yeah, we'll have to go back to Paris at some point. Okay. I'll just get a little more wine and then I think I'll make a start. Hopefully, some of the people will join. Wonder if people got notifications. Because sometimes it goes and sometimes it doesn't. Like, I didn't get a notification, and sometimes I do, but I haven't got one. But yeah, I don't. Okay. Let's do this, and I'll see if anyone else joins a bit later. So, okay, I'll start from the start because I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap. I won't read the whole thing again, but I'll give you a bit of a recap, and then that will be a lead into the next part of it, next chapter. So I'll read from this bit. Fully awake and alert, Lauren's eye line follows the trail. It leads halfway across the room, leading up to the closet. The eyes widen. A further strain pinpoints the closet's doors, rattling in rhythmic movements as if some kind of organism feeding off whatever the lead is coming from. The book. No, okay, yeah, I need to reword that a bit. If this wasn't the most bizarre, fucked up thing she'd ever seen, there was still ample time for more. Lauren notices a set of tentacles reaching out from the edge of the pages, feeding into the closet as if it was a system. The tentacles get firmer and start forming a large sticky rope into the gap, disappearing into the darkness like a Channel Tunnel train or a London Underground carriage. Just a sec. So stunned and on edge at this point, Lauren's heart races several beats faster than is humanly healthy. Instinct kicks in. She randomly shouts into the darkness, "Who's in there?" She pauses before probing further. "What are you?" The noises stop for a minute, as does the motion of the tentacles. Lauren slowly creeps over to the closet as if she's leaving a crime scene in the middle of the night. Firmly latches onto the door, pulling it open. She peers around the corner, more in fear than in anticipation. Flicking the light on, only to find nothing but a steamy pile of goo and a black shape on the floor. Okay, so that's how I left off last time. So this is all the new stuff now, Fleck. Before having time to process the last few minutes, Lauren's first natural reaction is of revulsion, feeling the low, disgusting rumbles starting in the pit of her stomach before speeding up like a grimy cement mixture having its way with the internal systems of the body. As chance would have it, the bathroom is located a few feet to the left of where Lauren was standing outside the closet. With just enough warning before the point of heaving, she is able to maneuver herself far enough in the right direction to make the sink at the crucial time. And I think I'll add a little bit more after that bit at some point because it just goes on to another sort of bit then. So I could have a little bit more in between those two things. After what appeared an eternity in the dark, with an endless supply of cold water, like there's any other kind, followed by a swift, strong cocktail, Lauren replayed the previous hour's events in her mind. At one point, she even considered attempting to settle down for the night. Whatever, the bloody thing is gone by now anyway, she told herself. Then she remembered what her close friend Madison had told her once over a drunken night out. Running through fantasy horror scenarios, at one point, Madison grabbed her friend by the collar and said matter-of-factly, "Promise me if you're ever in a situation where a gross-looking troll demon monster thingy is in your closet, you won't walk, but girl, you'll run to my apartment." Madison would be Lauren's first choice to call. Unfortunately, she's away in Texas at a horror festival. There you go. There's your cameo, Madison. The only other person she can think to call is likely to be up and available is her close friend and ex, Amanda. Relationship status ambiguous. Distancing herself from the scene of the crime, Lauren steps outside the dimly lit apartment into a heavy whistling wind. Picking up the mobile, tentatively dialing the number, tuning into the ringtone. There's a side of Lauren that doesn't want to talk to this person. Kicking her heels back and forth into worn-out cement walls like a pendulum swinging back and forth in tense anticipation. About to give up before the ringing sound stops. It's replaced by Amanda's breathing, thick tones. That should be breathy, thick tones, I guess. Okay. Did I? Oh, yeah. Okay. Lauren, it's a little late, honey. Thought I'd never hear from you again. A long pause follows. Amanda comes back in with a more confident, forceful tone. Hey, Clement, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I've not long started the next part of the story, so you can always rewatch the stream. But yeah, I've just started it. A long pause follows. Amanda comes back in with a more forceful, confident tone. I've been waiting for you to call. What's up? I should fill you in. Lauren is calling her friend and ex-girlfriend Amanda, having been freaked out by the thing in the closet. Calming herself, the only thing Lauren can think to say is, I need to talk to you about something. It's not really something which can wait until morning. Do you mind if I come over? Amanda. Is this a relationship thing? Lauren. No, it's nothing like that. Amanda. Sure, why not? Come on over. Lauren. Thanks. I'll come right over. See you in about 30 minutes. Bye. Sometime later, arriving at Amanda's vintage apartment, Lauren gets an uneasy sense of nerves mixed with adrenaline as she hurries up the rickety old steps. Out of nowhere, the second from last step from the top crumbles from her foot, right as Lauren is about to step on it, meaning a swift adjustment right in the split second between lifting her foot and putting it down. A further stumble twists the body full circle, sending it soaring into the air ballerina style. Luckily for Lauren, the final step is more secure. Landing firmly on it, but upon collision, the ankle takes a sharp turn inwards. Giving an outburst of pain, resting for a moment on the cold, harsh step, with a sudden outpour of rain, increasing the murky conditions. Fleck likes Lauren, she's adventurous. That's good to hear. I'm glad you like Lauren Fleck. The leg is fragile, heavily bruised, but fortunately not broken. Hopping to her feet, placing it down gently, Lauren takes an intake of breath, sighing to herself, wow, hell of a night. Hee hee. Soldiering on, Lauren presses the buzzer. It clicks on and a muffled voice comes over. Yes? It's Lauren. Can you let me up? With no reply, the door opens. Inside, the hallway seems much longer to Lauren than ever before. The wall panels have a haunting ambience. The corridor is dense, almost pitch black, bar some shallow lighting. A weirdly dusky, rotting smell fills the air. The stairs leading to Amanda's apartment are a few yards to Lauren's right. There's a slow throbbing rumble from a nearby pipe as Lauren approaches the stairs. Calling up the stairs, Lauren... Oh, I should change that. But she calls up the stairs anyway. Lauren calls up, "Hey, Amanda, are you there? I bloody nearly broke my ankle on that ancient step of yours. I'm fine, though. Bloody freak of an ex I've got there," she mumbles to herself. With no answer, she takes a chance and heads up. She finds the door ajar. Peering into the darkness inside the slight gap, Lauren can tell that the room is very dark, with a faint, flickering light generating itself back and forth as if it was a flame. Moving just inside the door frame, on the border between the room and the hallway, Lauren leans in. Scanning through the darkness, she can barely see anything, but is able to detect that the light was coming from a candle over in the far corner of the room. Unable to make out Amanda in the darkness, Lauren softly says, "Amanda, you here?" Off in the distance, Lauren can hear an eerie flicking sound like electrical volts of energy being processed. The silence is broken with Amanda's trembling voice. "Yes, I am here." The light flicks on. Amanda, a slender 30-something woman with longish blonde hair, is over by the window in a maroon robe with a... Hang on, I need to change that. I'm always doing stuff like this. Robe. Yeah. Okay. Carry on. Is over by the window in a maroon robe with a cocktail in one hand. She has her back to Lauren. "So what's going on here?" asks Lauren. Amanda rocks her head back, giving a bizarre sounding snort, followed by a nervous laugh. Reaching down for a box of Marlboro cigarettes, she fiddles with a shiny gold lighter, the flame alighting at the third time of asking. Slowly turning to face Lauren, the fringe of Amanda's hair drapes over her eyes. Slowly she moves her head up. Amanda's pale blue eyes finally meeting the gaze of Lauren's brown eyes. She gently says, "Nothing's the matter. I just needed a bit of courage to face you." "It is nice to see you truly. Can I offer you a drink?" After the night Lauren had had, the only sensible answer she felt was yes, nodding, sure, why not? Clement says, "Any collaborations coming up?" "Yeah, well, there's already been a few this month. I did a couple with Ray. I've done one with Horror Movie Tea. I'm recording something with Madison tomorrow, and I'm doing another one with Horror Movie Tea at the weekend. So, yeah, still a few more to come." Fleck thinks Amanda is against Lauren. Okay, Well, we'll see. Handing her the drink, Amanda says, I don't know if this is the official breakup, something casual or weird. Whatever it is, I'm here to make it as painless as possible. It's definitely something a whole lot weirder, adds Lauren. In fact, her voice trails off as she catches a glimpse of something just beside Amanda on a small wooden table. The distinctive, the distinctly looking cover of a comic book becoming clearer to her. It's the same issue of the comic belonging to Lauren's brother. Since when have you been a big comic book reader? Lauren questioned suggestively, nodding her head in the direction of the comic book. If Lauren's demeanour was of a person on edge and spooked, Amanda's couldn't have been any more cool and controlled. She takes another puff on the cigarette. Oh, that old thing. It belongs to my late father. What's wrong with you, honey? Why are you so bothered by something so trivial as that? The book looks pretty brand new to me, Amanda. What the fuck is going on here? Before Amanda can respond, Lauren cuts back with, my brother has that exact same comic. I know because I was in my apartment tonight. I read it to try and relax, and it involves something very strange happening. In her head, Lauren knew how crazy this must have sounded when said out loud. Hell, if she hadn't have lived through it, she never would buy it coming from someone else. Look, honey, I don't know what's the matter with you, but you better get your shit together and start talking some sense. If this is just an excuse to break up with me, then grow a set and just do it the old-fashioned way. That's Amanda talking. Lauren notices some slurring in Amanda's voice and a change in vocal tones and speech patterns, as if it was a record skipping or a DJ mashing up two songs from a completely different genres. Suddenly, their head and face start moving about with a blurry mix of colours jumbling about as if Amanda's head was a TV set which had malfunctioned and was attempting to fix itself. The lights flicker ever so slightly. Amanda's face flashes back to normal. She stands there with a Wicked Witch of the East creepy smile for a good minute. You were saying, honey? Lauren clutches herself tightly to try and keep from coming apart at the seams. A shiver shoots up her spine, a cold sweat filling up the pores, starting to point frantically in Amanda's direction. Amanda, I don't know what the fuck is happening here. Is this some sort of magic trick or drug thing you've got going here? Maybe you've been planning it ever since we broke up or whatever happened to us. If so, it doesn't entertain or amuse me. This is just too weird. I'd better leave. She turns to leave but is halted by Amanda, screaming, wait. That's Amanda screaming, wait. Amanda says, I know all about what happened to you tonight. My late dad is a part of it. Your brother, too. They have arrived, Lauren, and they're here to stay. Fear not, you have a very important part to play. We don't have long. If you want to live, flee this apartment now. Go, and we can talk another time. Amanda's face starts flickering again. The high-pitched static noise starts again. Run! The earth-shattering scream comes. The walls start rocking. Little patches of cement burst out so fast they hit the other side of the room. Bookshelves tumble over, leaving the odious stench of sawdust. Not wanting to be left out of the action, Amanda's cocktail bottle smashes violently as if it's part of a comedic punchline. The flickering of the lights comes back stronger than before. Without much further thought, Lauren bolted for the door, hitting the ground running. You would think her previously bruised leg would slow her down. It didn't seem to, or if it did, Lauren didn't notice as she frantically surged forward, taking a dramatic leap from the fourth step from the bottom to the ground. In Lauren's head, time had stopped. She had no access to reality. Reality was just a concept. Until she was several yards away from the building, there was no thought to even stop. Slowly catching her breath with a slow jog, with a series of stunned faces of bemused bystanders in her peripheral vision. Sometime later, after resting in an isolated park some distance from the disaster area, Lauren hears a ping come from her phone. For some reason, she felt the instinct to check it. Maybe curious if it was a family member or a close friend. It was alerting her to a new email. Signing into her emails like it was the most normal thing ever, Lauren finds a message from a travel agent confirming a booking she had made for a holiday. The trip was leaving in 6 hours. The catch being Lauren didn't remember booking said trip. Wait, what? I've not even heard of this damn travel agency, let alone booked a bloody trip with them, were the thoughts rushing through her head. Okay. And that's where we are. So, like I said, you guys can give me some thoughts for adding to the story. If you wish, I've got a few questions, which I also posted on the community tab. So, where is the holiday booked for? That's question one. Where is the trip gonna be? It can be in another country. It can be someplace else in, well, Lauren's country, which is in America. But where is the trip? Someone seems to have booked her a holiday, but where is it going? So that's question one. Question two, did someone book it for Lauren? If so, who? I mean, that's just speculation, but I'm asking you to speculate on that. I thought you would say Norway, Fleck, because I'm going Norway. Oh, also Australia or Bahamas. Okay. I can put those down. Your first answer was Norway, but you were partly joking. I can put Norway, and I can also put the other two just in case. If it's Norway, I think whoever booked it spent a lot of money, because obviously Norway is the other side of the world to America. But there you go. I've put down them as possibilities: Norway, and then Australia or the Bahamas. Yeah, Amanda. You think Amanda secretly booked the trip for her flag, which would make a lot of sense. Put in your name. Clemette says it could be an old friend. The guy she mentioned. What guy was that? Did she mention the guy? Oh, I think that was her brother. Who's pretty young, but yeah, okay. I guess if he's very tech savvy, he could maybe do that. And he's got access to quite a lot of money. I think I meant his brother because Oh, there was also his dad. Well, sorry, that was Amanda's dad, who, as far as we know, is dead. Brother. I'll put brother, obviously family member. I can add old friend to that as well. Maybe a different old friend. Hey, maybe it's Madison. Maybe Madison's been up to no good. It's convenient she's off in Texas while all this is going down. Okay, so I've got a few ideas there. So do you think Lauren booked it and just forgot? That's a possibility. Probably a long shot because it's not been mentioned at all that she's going on the trip at some point. And that would be sloppy writing on my part, but you know, maybe because of all that's happened, or maybe there's something going on where she's sort of lost her memory or faculties or whatever. But yeah, but that's always possible. Then it was already booked by Lauren and she just forgot about it. I guess stranger things have happened. And the only other question is, who does Lauren meet on said trip? You could, ages ago. Could have done that. Yeah, she could have done that ages ago and maybe forgotten. Like, I'm sure that's happened to people. Like, they've just booked a holiday quite a while ago, and then for whatever reason, because they've had stuff on their mind, they completely forgot and went on the wrong day. I mean, that surely has happened to some people. Lover, a former friend, yeah, we've got that. What about the man she mentioned? Perhaps she arranged it for them, then forgot. Oh, that's interesting. What man was that? I don't remember mentioning a man. I thought I only mentioned her brother. And obviously Amanda's dad, who's dead, according to Amanda. I'll have to have a look. I don't remember her mentioning a man, but okay. A boss, old shady figure, someone with ill intentions. Yeah, could be a boss of hers. I'll put that down as a possibility. Old boss. A past acquaintance who never gave too much away. Maybe the dead dad booked it and then forgot. Well, it's Amanda's dad, though. Don't forget who died. But Yeah, maybe. I guess I don't want it to be something like that because in a way, it's not dramatic to enough, and it's sort of it feels like a bit more of a comedy thing. But yeah, maybe the brother because then we bring him into it and make use of the character. Maybe the brother. Yeah, okay, maybe the brother. I mean, the brother is quite young, that's the only thing, but I mean, nowadays, obviously, people like that know how to use the internet and are on the internet all the time, so I think he's meant to be a teenager at least, like, if he reads comic books and that. I'm not sure about where he got the money, but, who knows? That's something that could be explained. Yeah, interesting. Maybe she sees Amanda herself on the trip, but you would need to write it so it makes sense. Yeah. So that's under like, yeah. Who does she meet? I mean, she might not go on the trip. I mean, it's very suspicious. I haven't confirmed yet that she's definitely going, but it definitely has potential plot things if she does go. So I'll put maybe Amanda underneath that. But of course, I would have to explain it. And is Amanda still alive? Because it was looking quite dicey for her. But then, she seemed to be a part of whatever was going on. So I guess maybe supernatural stuff might keep her alive. A White Lotus when she checks in, a White Lotus kind of stuff. Could be, could be. Okay, I think that's all the questions for now, and I've got some further ideas from you guys. And anyone who rewatches the stream on catch up can add their own thoughts in the comments section. So yeah, anyone who rewatches this, then let me know, what do you think of the story, what I've added to it, and what do you think about these questions? Where is the holiday booked for? Of course, Lauren might not go. Did someone book it for Lauren? If so, who? That seems the most likely thing right now, considering Lauren is surprised by it. Did Lauren book it but forgot? Who does Lauren meet on said trip? That's assuming she goes on said trip. Not quite something that feels off. If you make Amanda trusting, then sinister can work. Yeah, I mean, I guess because things started taking a weird turn pretty fast with Amanda, then you didn't really get to the point where she was that trustworthy. It was just the fact that they had a big history and Lauren felt she was the only one available who she could probably trust. But yeah, Amanda started acting weird quite fast. So, yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that's the stream. Quite a short one because not a lot of people turned up, but I thank both of you for showing up and listening to the story and giving your thoughts and your suggestions. So I will probably be back on a future live stream with more of the story based on some of your suggestions. So I'll try and mold what you've said and some of your ideas and mold it into the next part of the story. And we'll look out for any other suggestions. But thanks, guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you soon. Good night.